All right, let's talk about getting your IoT project off the ground. Today, we're going to break down the Favoriot IoT platform plans to help you find the absolute perfect fit for whatever you're building. So you're starting an IoT project. Where do you even begin when it comes to picking a plan? It can feel pretty overwhelming, right? You've got all these features, all these different pricing tiers to sort through, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that complicated. The real secret isn't just about comparing a list of features, it's about figuring out your own goals first. And this quote right here, it really hits the nail on the head. You see, the key isn't to chase the plan with the most stuff, but to match a plan to what you're doing right now. Are you just dipping your toes in and learning the ropes? Are you trying to build a proof of concept to show your boss? Or are you ready to scale up a full-blown commercial solution? Each one of those stages has a perfect match.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to walk through this entire journey together. We'll start with that initial goal, then move into learning and experimenting, proving your concept, building out professional-grade solutions, and finally, what it looks like to scale with enterprise plans. And at the end, we'll tie it all together to help you choose your path.
So let's begin right where most IoT journeys start, with that spark of curiosity, that phase of learning and running those first few little tests just to see how everything connects and talks to each other.
Now, what I really like about this is how it frames these first two plans. It's not by a long, boring list of features, but by their purpose. The free plan, that's your sandbox. It's for connecting that very first device, getting a feel for the data flow, all completely risk-free. But then, when that curiosity turns into some real hands-on work, well, that's where the light plan comes in. It's perfectly designed for students in a lab or maybe a small team running a workshop, where you need to hook up a bunch of sensors and actually see that data pop up on a dashboard.
Okay, now we're leveling up. This is where your project starts to get serious. You're moving past just learning and into that really critical phase of validating your idea with real, meaningful data. You've got to prove that this thing actually works.
So the huge takeaway here is that massive jump to unlimited devices. That's a real game changer. This tells you we're not just in a classroom anymore. This is for proving your system can handle a real-world scenario. The other key piece is the introduction of analytics dashboards. This lets you not just see your data, but actually analyze trends and prove to stakeholders or even just yourself that your system works at scale.
And this next stage flows perfectly. We're moving from a validated concept to building reliable, commercial-grade solutions. The kind of thing you can deliver to actual customers with confidence.
The developer plan is really designed for full-on operational use. With a massive API limit of 500,000 per day, you've got the capacity for some serious operations. But more importantly, you get the professional tools. Firmware over-the-air updates mean you can manage devices out in the field. Advanced machine learning models let you do forecasting. And that multi-user access, that's absolutely critical for system integrators who need to give their own clients a window into the system. This is the real workhorse plan for running an actual IoT business.
For the really big players, we're talking huge, national-scale deployments where companies with incredibly strict data compliance and security rules, a standard cloud plan might not cut it. For them, there's a whole other level of control. So let's explore these two distinct enterprise options. And these aren't just about more features, they're about fundamentally different ways of deploying and controlling your entire IoT infrastructure, really tailored for maximum control and scale.
Okay, this is a really important distinction, so let's break it down. The standard enterprise plan is a yearly subscription, and it's hosted on Favoriot's cloud. It's perfect for big organizations that need custom features and massive scale, but are happy to let a trusted partner handle the underlying infrastructure. But the Enterprise Plus plan is a whole different beast. It's a perpetual, one-time license that you host yourself, either on your own servers or in your own private cloud. This gives you complete data sovereignty. For organizations like banks or healthcare providers, this is often a non-negotiable requirement. They simply can't store sensitive customer data on third-party servers. This is all about total control forever.
So, with all these options on the table, how do you bring it all together and make a clear, simple choice for your project? Well, let's map it out.
You see, the best way to think about this is like a journey. You start by exploring, then you experiment. Once you have a solid idea, you prove it. After that, you build it out professionally. And finally, when you need that ultimate control, you scale with an enterprise solution. When you think of your choice as a series of steps that align with your project's growth, the decision becomes incredibly straightforward.
So the main takeaway is this. Don't just get caught up looking at the API limits or the price tag. Start with that very first question we asked. What are you trying to do right now?
Choose the plan that empowers you where you are today, knowing that there's always a clear path to scale as your project grows and succeeds tomorrow.